long been the lifeblood of the region, nourishing the land and the people who call its banks home. West Africa's destiny was shaped by the rise and fall of kingdoms, each leaving its mark on the land and its people. The region was a crossroads of cultures, where trade routes met and ideas mingled. Giving birth to powerful societies, the Ghana Empire once dominated these lands, its wealth built on gold and its influence stretching far beyond its borders. For centuries, it stood as a beacon of prosperity and order, drawing merchants and travelers from distant lands. But as the Ghana Empire faded into history, its power waned, and smaller Mandinka states emerged from its shadow. These new kingdoms, scattered and often at odds, struggled to find their place in a changing world, each seeking power and survival in uncertain times. The Mandinka people, skilled farmers and traders, lived in close-knit clans bound by shared culture, tradition, and a deep connection to the land. Their days were shaped by the rhythms of the seasons and the flow of the river, their livelihoods dependent on the fertile soil and bustling markets. Griots, the revered oral historians, kept alive the stories of heroes, ancestors, and kings through music and storytelling. They reminded the Mandinka of their proud heritage and the greatness that once was, inspiring hope for what could be achieved again. But the old order was crumbling. Across the plains, whispers of a new threat. The Soso Empire spread like wildfire. The Soso, fierce and ambitious, sought to conquer and control, casting a shadow of fear and uncertainty over the land. The Mandinka kingdoms, vulnerable and divided, faced a future clouded by uncertainty. Old alliances were tested, and rivalries threatened to tear communities apart, leaving many to wonder if unity was even possible. In these troubled times, the Mandinka people yearned for a leader, someone with the vision and courage to unite the clans, to forge a new destiny from the chaos, and to stand against the rising tide of the Soso. The Niger River, silent witness to centuries of change, watched as hope flickered in the hearts of the people. It had seen empires rise and fall, and now it would bear witness to the birth of a legendary new power. The Mali Empire story would be one of resilience, vision, and unity, a testament to the strength of a people determined to shape their own fate, no matter the odds. Its seeds were sown in the fertile soil along the river, nurtured by the dreams and struggles of generations, waiting patiently for the right moment to sprout and change the course of history forever. In the early 13th century, the Mandinka people awoke each day to a world shadowed by fear and uncertainty. Their once peaceful villages, nestled among the rolling savannas of West Africa, now braced for the unknown as ominous rumors swept through the land. The Soso Empire, led by the infamous and ruthless Sumaro Kante, surged across Mandinka territory like a storm. Their armies, mounted and merciless, left devastation in their wake, and the Mandinka watched helplessly as their world was upended. Sumaro, a king shrouded in legend and terror, was said to possess dark supernatural powers. His iron-fisted rule was marked by cruelty and superstition, and he demanded heavy tribute from all who fell under his shadow. Any hint of rebellion was met with swift and brutal punishment. One by one, proud Mandinka kingdoms crumbled, villages were razed, families torn apart, and countless men, women, and children were taken captive. The very fabric of Mandinka culture, its songs, its stories, its sacred traditions, was threatened with extinction. Forced to flee their ancestral homes, the Mandinka scattered into the forests and mountains, becoming refugees in their own land. Isolated and divided, they struggled to survive, clinging to hope as the Soso onslaught continued relentlessly. Around flickering fires, griots, the keepers of memory, recounted tales of Sumaru's cruelty. Their stories, once a source of pride and unity, now spread dread and despair as the people wondered if their suffering would ever end. Yet even in the depths of hardship, the Mandinka spirit endured. In whispered conversations and quiet acts of kindness, a new determination began to take root. The people found strength in each other, refusing to let fear define their fate. Elders gathered in secret councils, urging the scattered clans to unite. They knew that only by standing together could they hope to resist the Soso and reclaim their future. Across the land, a yearning grew for a leader, a hero who could inspire hope, rally the clans, and challenge the tyrant who had brought them so much pain. Whispers spread of a prophesied prince, exiled in his youth but destined to return. His story became a beacon for the oppressed, a symbol that the Mandinka's darkest hour might yet give birth to their greatest champion. In the midst of despair, hope flickered, a fragile light in the darkness as the Mandinka people waited, hearts full of longing for the deliverer who would lead them to freedom. Emerging from exile, Sundiata Keita's name began to echo across the savannas, a symbol of hope and unity for the Mandinka people. His legend grew whispered in villages and sung by griots as the one destined to restore dignity and freedom to his people. Sundiata's early life was marked by hardship. Born unable to walk, he faced ridicule and doubt. Yet his mother's unwavering faith and his own determination fueled his spirit. Through years of struggle, he gained not only the strength to stand, but also the wisdom to lead, growing resilient in both body and mind. During his years away from home in exile, Sundiata learned the arts of war and diplomacy. He trained with warriors, studied the customs of neighboring peoples, and forged bonds with those who would become his allies. His reputation as a just and capable leader spread, earning him respect far beyond his homeland. When the Mandinka elders, desperate for unity, sent word for his return, Sundiata did not hesitate. He answered their call, determined to heal old wounds and unite the fractured clans under a single vision. Sundiata journeyed from kingdom to kingdom, crossing rivers and forests. Meeting with chiefs and elders, he spoke with wisdom and conviction, persuading leaders to set aside ancient rivalries and join together for the greater good of their people. His promise was powerful, not just freedom from the oppressive Soso, but the birth of a new unified nation where every clan would have a voice in a future. Sundiata inspired hope, and his vision ignited a sense of purpose among the Mandinka. The Mandinka rallied behind Sundiata, forming a powerful alliance. Warriors, farmers, and families alike pledged their loyalty, ready to fight for their freedom and for a new beginning. In 1235, their united forces marched to the plains of Kirina, where they would face Sumaworo Kante's formidable army. The fate of the Mandinka and the future of West Africa hung in the balance. Sundiata, drawing on both strategy and spiritual strength, led his people with courage. He called upon the wisdom of his ancestors and the unity of his allies, breaking Sumaworo's power and shattering the Soso army in a decisive clash. The victory at Kirina was overwhelming. The Soso Empire, once feared across the land, collapsed in defeat, its power broken forever. The Mandinka were free at last. United under a single banner, their joy echoed across the plains as families and warriors celebrated the dawn of a new era. With the Soso defeated and the clans united, a new chapter began for the Mandinka. A time of hope, unity, and the promise of greatness for generations to come. With Sumaworo defeated, Sundiata Keita was hailed as the hero of the Mandinka. At a great assembly, the allied kingdoms crowned him Mansa, King of Kings, marking the birth of the Mali Empire. Sundiata chose Niani as his capital, transforming it into the empire's political and economic heart. He established a system of governance that balanced with local autonomy, fostering stability and loyalty. By controlling key trade routes and encouraging agriculture, Sundiata laid the foundation for Mali's prosperity. His vision was not just of conquest, but of unity and growth. The empire became a federation where diverse peoples could thrive together. Sundiata's reign set the stage for a golden age. He was more than a conqueror. He was a nation builder. Sundiata's successors expanded Mali's borders and wealth, turning it into a West African powerhouse. The empire stretched from the Atlantic coast deep into the Sahara, controlling gold fields and salt mines. Gold nuggets belonged to the Mansa, while gold dust fueled trade across the region. Salt mined in Tagaza was as valuable as gold and vital for survival. Mali became the middleman in a lucrative trade network, taxing goods and enriching the treasury. Cities like Timbuktu and Djenné flourished as centers of commerce and culture. The empire's wealth-funded armies, ports and grand building projects. Mali's golden age had truly begun. Mali reached its zenith under Mansa Musa, who ascended the throne in 1312. His legendary pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 stunned the world. Musa's caravan, thousands strong, with camels laden with gold, became the stuff of legend in Cairo. His generosity was so great, it devalued gold for years. News of his wealth spread across Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. Chroniclers and mapmakers immortalized him as the richest king on earth. Musa's Hajj put Mali on the world stage, making it synonymous with unimaginable riches. But his journey was more than a display of wealth. It was a statement of Mali's power and prestige. Musa's fame inspired awe and curiosity far beyond Africa's borders. The world now knew of Mali, The land of gold, Mansa Musa's legacy would shape perceptions of Africa for centuries. Returning from Mecca, Mansa Musa transformed Mali into a center of Islamic learning and culture. He brought architects and scholars, commissioning grand mosques and schools, most notably in Timbuktu. The Jingwereba Mosque and Sankore University became symbols of Mali's intellectual and spiritual life. Timbuktu blossomed into a hub of scholarship, attracting students and thinkers from across Africa and beyond. Its libraries house thousands of manuscripts, making it one of the world's great centers of learning. Mali's rulers balanced Islamic faith with traditional beliefs, fostering tolerance and cultural synthesis. This blend created a vibrant, uniquely Malian civilization. Timbuktu's reputation as a beacon of knowledge challenged stereotypes about Africa. The city's legacy endures as a testament to Mali's golden age. After Mansa Musa's death, Mali's golden age faded. Successors struggled to maintain unity as internal strife and weak leadership eroded. Central power provinces broke away, and rivals like the Tuareg and Songhai seized key cities, including Timbuktu. Loss of trade routes crippled the empire's wealth and influence. By the late 1500s, Moroccan invaders armed with firearms dealt the final blow. The once mighty empire fragmented into small chiefdoms. The era of the Mansas was over. Mali's greatness became legend, its power lost to history. Yet its legacy would endure. Though the Mali Empire fell, its influence echoes through West Africa. Mandi languages and traditions still thrive, and griots keep alive the stories of Sundiata and Mansa Musa. The empire's architectural style endures in the mosques of Timbuktu, and Gen Mali's manuscripts reveal a rich tradition of scholarship, challenging old stereotypes about Africa. The story of Mali is one of leadership, wealth, and cultural achievement. It reminds us that Africa's history is filled with greatness and innovation. The vision of Sundiata and the golden age of Mansa Musa continue to inspire. Mali's legacy is a source of pride and a beacon for the future.